Good morning. Today we shall discuss word problem on inequality. So let's take a reading at this inequality. Let's read this problem. One thing I will tell you about word problems is that you should read it with understanding. You read it word by word, sentence by sentence, and read with understanding. It says Joe is on a 12-week holiday from school. So 12-week holiday from school. He wants to save at least $2,400. There is something here that says at least $2,400. We will talk about it. So he can buy a MacBook and an iPad. Mrs. Jones pays him $8 an hour to babysit her children during the day and $6 an hour to babysit her children in the evening. A, how much should Joe save per week? So we look at this word problem, we see that Joe is on a 12-week, and he wants to save at least $2,400, right? And how much should he save per week? We look at that. Okay? So before we continue with this, I would like us to recall on some of the word problems we have. You are familiar with greater than. This is the sign, greater than. You can also say more than. This is the sign. Now, less than looks like an L. So whenever you're confused about greater than and less than looks like L. Less than. Right? So the other part is greater than. Then at least. This is a very good term, at least. At least means what? If I say, hey Joe, can you buy me at least 5 oranges? So that means Joe can buy 5, he can buy 6, he can buy 7, he can buy 8. So at least means, that number and above. At least 5 means 5 and above. Okay? So this is greater than or equal to 5. If it's at least 5 oranges, then it will be greater than or equal to 5. Okay? That is what at least means. So you can also say this to be greater than or equal to. Let me put equal to. Then at most means less than or equal to. If I say, Joe, please, can you give me at most 5 oranges? So Joe can give me 1 orange, he can give me 2 oranges, he can give me 3 oranges, but at most should be 5. So this is less than or equal to 5. Less than or equal to 5. If it's at most 5 oranges, okay? Of course, exactly means equal. Just means equal. Just 5. Exactly 5. Equal. This means equal to. Or you can say equals. Equals. Maybe you might say 2 plus 3 is just 5. Just. 2 plus 3 is exactly 5. 2 plus 3 equals 5. Or you can say 2 plus 3 is equal to. Okay? 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. Or you can say 2 plus 3 equals 5. Then no more than. If I say, Joe, please can you give me no more than 5 oranges? Okay, he can give me 5 or 4 or 3 or 2 or 1. So this is less than or equal to. Okay, no more than. And then no less than, of course, is greater than or equal to. So you should be familiar with these terms so that you don't get confused. I will do A part, and then you can view the next video for the B part and C part. Now for the A, of course, this is pretty easy. Some people will just look at it and say, okay, you need to divide. That is correct. You need to divide the dollar per the week, right? Which is at least $200. He needs to save at least $200 when you do $2,400 divided by 12 weeks. Okay, but it's because it's dollar per week. How much dollar should he save per week? But if you want to explain it as a proportion, it is important. Explaining as a proportion. First of all, we know that per week means 1 week. Per. Okay? You want to know how much should he save per week. So, what are the two things they're talking about? Let's establish a proportion. What are the two things they are talking about? They are talking about week, and they're talking about dollar or money. I say dollar or money, whichever one. So he needs to save at least $2,400 for this 12-week holiday. So on the first line, under the week, I put 12, and under the dollar, I put $2,400. So now, how much should he save per week for 1 week? Where do I put the 1? I put it under here. And I don't know. Remember, whatever you don't know in algebra, you just put a variable. So you can now establish your proportion. 12 over 1 equal to 2,400 over x. Or somebody else might say 12 over 2,400 equal to 1 over x. Or somebody else might say 1 over 12 equal to x over 2,400. Or you can write it this way, 2,400 over 12 equal to x over 1. So whichever way you want to do it, that is fine. Just make sure that you follow the proportion. Just make sure you follow the proportion well. Okay? So if we kind of do it any of these ways, of course, this way will be the easiest. If you do that, you can just do cross product. You can cross multiply. And when you cross multiply, we can use this way, 12 over 1 equal to 2,400 over x. When we use cross multiply or cross product, we now have that 12 times x is 1 times 2,400. So 12x is 2,400. And you can divide both sides by 12. And x will give you $200. So he needs to save at least $200 per week. Thank you, and please watch out for